Good afternoon, friends. This is 21st February 2021, and this is the second video in continuation to the TradingView chart setup. In this video, we will try and learn how to use our Zerodha trading account and the TradingView chart setup to decide our stop losses. We will see how do we place a stop loss order. We will also look at how to buy any asset, and then we will see through charts what should be our stop loss. Not just putting a stop loss is one technical thing. It's just, I mean, it's a simple matter of executing an order. The knowing that is important, but what should be the stop loss is far more important. So that is what we will look at in this video. And I would like to remind everyone that this is just for training and education purpose, so that you learn how to do these things that we just talked about. This is not a recommendation of any sort to buy or sell any in index or any asset or any stock. That should be your own discretion. So let's begin. So we will go to my chart setup that I already have. Let me see what we have here. Okay, sorry, not this one. One second. So just give me one sec. Share screen, and yeah, this one. So yeah, we are on our screen, and this is what we were looking at the last time. We were at the TradingView chart setup, and we learned how to set up EMAs. We have done that. We have also put MACD, the one at the bottom. We couldn't put uh, RSI in the free account because it doesn't allow us to use that many indicators. But this is since this is a premium account, so I can do that here. Just a few more things that we need to see. If you look at the MACD graph at the bottom, there are three icons. One is an up arrow, another is a cross, another is a sort of a full screen button, maximize pane. If I click the up arrow, this thing will shift upwards on top of this price graph. I don't want that. The cross arrow, I mean the cross icon will delete this MACD. Don't want that either, and the maximize pane will maximize it. So if in case I need to look at things closely, so if you see this crossover here on 28 January at 3:15, you see the histogram line also starts turning green, and the MACD also starts crossing over the blue line over the orange line. If you match this with the price, what you see here is one green candle in 45 minutes, but not a very I wouldn't enter into a trade at this moment itself, because but this is an indication that things are turning around. So then we see that after some time, after a drop, basically a retest of this level, there is a sudden increase. So that's how this works. Now let us see how, if we were in any of these trades, what we could do. So we go to our Zerodha dashboard. This is the Zerodha account that I am running. So if we go to the dashboard, you can see that there are some positions, etc. In the here I right now have a Nifty position. I have squared off most of the positions because of the recent downturn. So if I were to create a GTT order, I click on these three dots. Look at here again. This is Nifty March future. I click here and I go to create GTT. Then in this, this sort of a window opens up. And what we see here is there is a buy, there is a sell. Since we are already in the buy position, this is a long side trade of Nifty future. So the opposite of that would be a sell, because this is a stop loss order. So let's say I have taken a long position. I expect prices to go up, the Nifty to go up. But if it goes up and it comes down, then my stop loss will, the level comes, whichever I will set right now, then it will hit it, and this will be sold. So that's why it's a sell order. That's how it should be. So if I had taken a Nifty short, then this would be a buy type transaction. Okay, so right now, since we are long means going for uptrend, believing that things will go up from here. So the opposite of that will be a sell order. That is the stop loss order. This is single. This is OCO. Single. We'll not use that. We will use OCO, which means one cancels the other. So basically, this sets up two orders at a time. Uh, Here I have to set up a trigger price. Now this is the main thing. I mean, what level should we decide? But before I come to that, let me tell you what OCO will do. There are two orders here. One stop loss order, which means uh, a certain level will be decided below which I don't want to carry the trade forward. So if that level is breached, if price falls to that level, automatically my position will be sold, whatever I'm holding. And this sort of order is valid for, if I'm not wrong, 1 year, maybe even more than that. I'm not so sure about that, but that's good enough of a time period. If I were to do this in ICICI, they have a VTC, but that's only valid for 45 days. So that's why I'm not using ICICI, but that's very expensive and they have just not kept up with the demand. And the other is a target box here, you can see. So just like, uh, if things go wrong, if price keeps falling, there is a stop loss. Similarly, if the trade goes in my direction, the direction that I have taken, I can always set up a target. So let's say the Nifty right now is at, Nifty future is at 14,987. That's what it had closed. I think it will go to 15,500. So maybe I can keep a target price 15,500, and when that price comes, this position will be automatically sold. So I don't have to worry about booking profit as well. So these are the two things here. Now let's see a couple of things. This is a target price. Whatever price I set, if this price arrives on the chart, this trading view chart, or basically the NSE, then this order is ready for execution, but it is not sold at this price. Please understand. The target price is that price when that comes. So let's say I keep it 14,988. Right now it's 87. Okay, so I have to keep it 86. Let's say if 14,986 arrives, Nifty arrives at that level, then this order is ready for execution, not before that. And since it's a stop loss order, it's a sell order, wherein let's say things went up and it's going down. So I have to set up a limit price somewhere below the trigger price. So it's very simple. Please understand, if 14,986 arrives, then most likely the price will fall further down. That's the probability if that trend is downwards. So you have to set up a price, let's say 4,985 for this order to execute. If you set up a higher price, I don't think, as far as I remember, this order, you can't place this order like this. You can't place 987 when the trigger price is 986. So it has to be below for sell. Similarly, for trigger price, if this is 15,356, so this will have to be 15,357 or something, or even 56.1 if it's 56.2 or something like that. So if it's going up, your target is up, that price is achieved, your sell price is slightly higher than that. Similarly, if it's going down, your trigger price is arrived, then your limit price, which is the price at which it will sell, should be slightly below that. Then only it makes sense for your order to get executed. So that's how you place a GTT. That's what they call it. Good till triggered. Okay. So this is a very useful tool, and this is what we will use for our trades. We will keep revising these stop loss orders and trigger prices, and that's how we basically ride a particular entity, asset, or index, or whatever. So Then we come to this trading view setup. Now, how to decide these levels? Placing is one thing, but what should be the level is the bigger concern. So this we have this graph of Nifty futures in front of us. This is February future graph. We can see from 5th January onwards, there was a rise, then there was a slight fall. So if you see my mouse here, and this is on 19 January, there is a red candle and it has a bottom, a small, sort of a tip is there of that candle. So what typically we should do is, if this is the low, and we are assuming that we were already there in this trade, we purchased it somewhere at the back. Let's say we purchased it on 22nd December. I actually did that when this thing turned around. So, and then what should be my stop loss? Now I am in this trade, it keeps on going up. I should push my stop losses up. That should be the basic idea. So I could have taken a stop loss. I think I must have, I don't remember, looking at this candle. So this level, something below that would have been my one of the stop losses. Then this one, these are not significant corrections in this chart right now. And this was one of the slightly significant corrections that you can call it. So let us say I survived all this. I did not execute this exit this position, and then this low happened, and then still the price started going up, and I'm still in the trade. So then this will be my stop loss. So you see this candle where the plus sign is, the bottom of that candle. If I increase the size of the chart so that you see it clearly, and so that level corresponds to, if you see on the right hand side, it will show you the level. Can you see that number changing on the right hand side? On this right hand side, there is a column of numbers. So the black bar, there is a bar that shows. So I can comfortably choose 14,229.95. That will be my, let's say, trigger price. So I go to my GTT, which I have here, which I click on this. This is Nifty March future. Assume this is February future. Let's assume that. You have to take it in the same asset. Create GTT. I already have a GTT. I'm just showing you how do you do. So the level that we have decided is 14,224, let's say. So I keep 14,224 here. This quantity is 75 because this is Nifty lot. You can't change that. In your stock, you can have whatever you want. How many stocks you're holding. If you want to sell off everything, you can do that. Maybe half of it, whatever you want. And then I put the 14,221, let's say, or 221.5. I can do that. Fine. So anything lower than that, I have to keep. Also, you have to remember one thing, that there is I think GTT is something which you can't place below 0.25%. I mean, not above that. So the difference between your current price and the stop loss order has to be, I think, if I'm not wrong, more than 0.25%. You will come to know that once you trade. So that's the thing. But we basically decide. So this could be your stop loss based on 45-minute chart. You can have another stop loss. You can have some different type of stop loss. So if, let's say, I want to choose a 15-minute chart, so I might decide to have a different level. Maybe I don't want to take that much of risk. Let's say, where were we? Yeah. So, but again, see, so the low will be the same, because what if you change the time frame, the bottom doesn't change. Whatever low was hit doesn't change, but it gives you more candles, more levels to choose from. So more bottom areas. This is something you can choose. So things like that. So if I were had I chosen this level or even something more than that, and looking at, see, then we see the chart moves up, the price goes up. Then what I need to do is, I was at this level in a few days of time between 18th and January to 21st of January, the price started moving up. So in that case, what I should do is, I go back to my asset, Nifty Feb future, assuming Feb. I would see some profits here. Right now there's minus 18 rupees. I would see some profits here. So I have some profits. I again go to, then I don't, yeah, so I don't create a GTT. I go to orders section. This is positions. I go to orders. I go to GTT. And okay, I didn't create one for Nifty this time. Okay, fine. Assuming, let's say, this is Nifty. Right now, this is IndusInd Bank, March future. So basically, What I'm saying is this is a position where you're already carrying the trade for some time. There's already a GT setup. We've already seen how you set it up. Now we are looking at how to edit it, which is already set up. So now, assuming this is Nifty Feb future, you see these three dots here in options. You just hover your mouse and you see these three dots. Click on it. You edit the GTT and just change the trigger price and the limit price. So then what we can do based on this 15-minute chart is we took a low here, then it starts moving up. I want a reference level. I can take these lows, and if you see carefully, these lows correspond to the other lows which were there some time back, right here. And there is no precedence of this low in any of the charts in Nifty in the past, because Nifty is these are all-time high levels. But let us say Nifty were maybe at 7,000 level, right? Let us say a few months back it was there, and before that Nifty was even at 12,000 level. So basically it was 12,000, then it came down to 7,000, then let's say it start rising. So when there is a this sort of a turn and there is a high which is behind us in the past, then I can always go back in the time, I'll show you that also, and choose a level for stop loss, some significant level which I see was there in the past, a support or a resistance. So this is called a support. This bottom that was made is a support. These are also supports. So since my price started moving up, and I see that some time back on around 13 January, 13 January at 2 in the afternoon, this sort of low was made and it behaved as a support. Support means this came here, went back up. Of course, it didn't hold for that for long, but nevertheless. So I can choose this new level. So what I'll do is I'll go to GTT, put this new price, and now what happens is I was at 14,200 whatever levels. Price went up. I increased my stop loss, and you see then the price went down. Had I not done that, my order would execute here. So here, if you see on 25th Jan, this is where my order would have gotten executed, and I would have lost this much of uh, you know uh, price movement in Nifty. But since I changed my stop loss order to this other level, so now the order will execute on 22nd Jan itself, somewhere around here, whatever I might have kept. So the loss of gain in or whatever movement in price is only this much, this area. You see that? So that's what it is. So this is the base. This is the basic of stop loss order placement. That's how you move from one level to other, and this is how you create profits. Uh, this is a very basic understanding. There are a lot of things to look at. We will see that in future videos one by one. And again, this is only for educational purposes. So you learn how to place orders and how to book profits. So another important thing that I would like to highlight here is creating double GTT orders. This is something which you should do, because if you remember the coronavirus situation, what happened there was a sudden fall in every asset, whether it's Nifty, Bank Nifty, or other stocks. So sometimes what happens is uh, your market will open up with a gap up or a gap down. So what gap up means is my price was here, the next day market opens, and there is a jump. So I don't have this right now in front of me, but there is a jump in the price. Actually, this is a gap up. If you see that, yes, this is 9:15 on 2nd Feb. So the closing was here, even though you see a complete candle here, but this is now how it happens actually. When the screens open up, there is always already a jump up. And similarly, there can be a jump down. So during gap downs, what happens is your stop loss order does not get triggered, because the price that you set, market opened below that. So the backend server doesn't execute the order. In that case, either you manually do that, or as a safety measure, you can create two GTT orders for the same asset. So I'll show you how. This is IndusInd March future. I already have a GTT. I click here, I create GTT again. Whatever the price is, I'll just let it be. I'll put it 10 44, let's say, and this cell 109 free, and I have placed it. GTT created. If you go to orders, you see under GTT section, I have two orders for IndusInd Bank. Which one did I create today? This one. I'll delete it in future. So now I have two orders. So the idea is one stop loss order is just basically for your trading, where you will keep changing that, and the second one is your safety valve. If there is a sudden fall in the asset, something happens, you don't lose all the money. Okay, because gap down, does happen. Gap ups also happen. Gap downs happen. Many times it has happened with me and my friends that gap down happens, the order doesn't get triggered. So you should do that, especially if you're trading in futures. Even though I have not done what I suggest, nevertheless, uh, let's get back to this. So now we know how to choose levels, and this is you know how we go about choosing the levels. So somebody might have chosen, let's say, go to 45-minute chart. Sorry, yeah, let's go here. So somebody might have survived this. I exited positions here, then I re-entered. At this time I was listening to the budget speech. My eyes were on the screen, and I made some profits, let's say. And last time I exited here because my stop loss levels were here. So I exited all my positions at this level. That's how it happens. And of course, when this sort of correction ended, I didn't see the strength in Nifty, so I was a bit concerned even after this uptrend, slight uptrend that we see somewhere about 400 points, yeah, roughly. But I wasn't convinced. There was no strength in the market, and hence I was a bit worried. And of course, we see this much of correction, and yeah, the stop loss have hit. That's what we need. Okay, so we will end this video. Then we will see you in the next one.